What's up, YouTube, and welcome to this video, or this reaction, more likely. And that is about the whole, the behind the scenes of Genshin Impact to Snezhnaya and the future. I haven't seen it yet, and I'm really interested to know what Hoyo is planning. And obviously, this is a behind the scenes, so they won't show much, I think, about Snezhnaya. Maybe some tease here and there of the regional aesthetic. But I don't expect much actually. But let's see. I may be wrong. The music's already nice, just to say.
去年这个时候，我们担心大家对于诺德卡莱还不算太了解，所以当时做了一期节目，从创作者的视角，跟大家分享了一些诺德卡莱的简单创作思路。不过比起诺德卡莱，我觉得大家对于至东的了解就要多很多了。比如说，至东是冰的国度，宇人中的大本营，冒险家协会总部的所在地。尤其是在《空月之歌》版本的这一年中，相信旅行者已经充分感受到，提瓦特世界的局势目前可以说是暗流涌动。那相信大家对于未来下一个目的地至东的旅行也充满期待了。所以同事们找我来录这个节目的时候，我起初是有点困惑的，感觉大家早就认识过至东了。就是说，比起前瞻特别节目，现在这里算是一个浅显前瞻的节目。那关于至东这个期盼已久的新国家，我们还有哪些可以和大家聊一聊的话题？
至东这个国家，明面上是对我们过去承诺的这个提瓦特7国旅行的一个线性的延伸，但实际上呢，玩家的需求它并不是线性的，而是一直在升级，一直在渴望有新的、更有创意的设计。所以我们要做的其实是既要保持《原神》这个作品的一个亲切感和代入感，让旅行成为生活的一部分，又要不断的去尝试这种新鲜的、令人惊喜的体验方式，让这种旅行可以沉淀情绪持续的去具备意义。这个事情说起来很轻松但实际做的过程当中还是有不少需要推敲的地方的。所以今天我们就可以聊一聊这里面的门道。
Oh my fucking what? So that's what? Holy! It looks so beautiful. The whole castle thing and everything. Wow! And the trains.
早年的至东如果要给它提炼出一种轮廓的话，那多半是以一个比较邪恶威胁性很强的这样一个形象出场。然而6年过去了，旅行者们慢慢意识到，至东这个国家它有着自己对于命运的一个抗争路线，只是这个路线呢，在很多场合下，它体现出了一种对其他势力的排他性，甚至可以说在7国之中，至东是那个站在抗争命运最前线、最主动也最坚定的一个国家。
一个想要与天理和命运抗争的国度，它肯定要具备与之匹配的实力，而至东确实是具备这样实力的。比如遍布提瓦特各国的愚人众组织，大家见过的诺德卡莱的巨大研究设施，都彰显出至东强大的工业与科技实力。除了这些大家比较熟悉的内容，在至东本土还有着一个历史悠久、实力强大而又神秘的种族——妖精。我们在诺德卡莱见过的伙伴黑林斯、利奈亚都属于这一古老的种族，而他们的诞生最早可以追溯到古国亥珀波瑞亚。这个国家的诞生与毁灭，其实都和天理、天使、降临者有着千丝万缕的联系。他们之间的故事，我们在以往的版本中是有过少量提及的，比如双月之子收藏的中北岛歌集，也就是被玩家们戏称为诺德卡莱的日月前世。而在至东上面提到的这些势力，他们之间的过去和未来还会被进一步的揭示。
大家都知道从1.0版本开始，至东就在为某个神秘的目的派遣愚人众的执行官前往各国去收集神之心。那截止目前呢，除了火神之心以外至东已经收集到了其余的6枚神之心，并且比较有意思的一个点就是大家都知道，这其中有不少国家的神明各自出于一些理由，把自己的神之心以一个很小的代价交给了至东的使节。那我们也看到社区里有很多旅行者非常积极的去讨论这些神明背后的考量对于这些神明而言，就好像是让至东女皇拿到自己的神之心是一个对提瓦特更有利的选择。那这背后的原因呢，也会在至东这一年向大家讲述清楚。
What do you want to do in Snezhnaya?
原神有一个重要的设计原则，就是既需要有亲切感， 又需要有奇幻感。比起1:1的还原某个现实的国家或者地区，我们会选择提炼来自不同背景，而且又彼此联系的各种文化要素，把它们以一种自洽的方式重新组合在一起。
大体上，至东是处于一个比较冷的、极寒的这种自然环境下的，它类似于现实生活当中的东欧，还有近北极圈地区。那这个地方的家园啊，其实是人们在冰雪的夹缝当中，通过火焰和钢铁开辟出来的。因此，我们也化用了不少现实世界当中对应地区的这个文明特征。但是在此基础上呢，针对这些现实的人文痕迹，我们其实也做了很多提瓦特自己特有的奇幻的演绎啊，比如说到这个雪国至东啊，那旅行者可能就会想到一部经典的电影叫《雪国列车》，或者说一个游戏系列作品叫做《地铁》或者叫《Metro》。那这就是一种冻土地区特有的工业和人文符号。那有没有一种可能啊，就是《原神》当中这个列车的车厢，它本身也可以是一种人文的呈现呢？啊，比方说可以拿来用作营地，甚至拿来去搭一个剧院，对吧？有点像是在废弃工坊里面搭设的那个北京的798，也可能像是《生化危机》当中从博物馆改造来的这个警察局。那这种人文要素跟实际的用途之间的一种交错感，那在我们看来也会构成一种比较有意思的设计。
提到列车，在游戏中它通常被视为一种载具，但在如此大规模的地图里面，载具应当遵循怎样的运行规则？车厢内部的空间又能承载哪些玩法？或者说它的定位可不可以不只是移动工具？这些都是我们在设计阶段需要反复讨论和探索的问题。在枫丹，我们曾设计过巡轨船，由于船体规模较小，运行在相对简单的轨道系统中，主要关注质心的稳定性和基础转向的移动即可。但像火车这样由多个车厢组成的复杂结构体，在几何结构和运动模拟上的处理就要复杂得多。在联机环境下，状态同步和角色交互的设计难度也会显著提升。同时，为了保证整体的真实感，不同轨道之间的调度策略、车辆与环境之间的交互，以及车厢内外之间的场景切换，都是需要系统性梳理和深入研究的课题。当然，对于以上这些问题，大家永远都可以相信原神的技术团队，我们基本都已经解决得差不多了。
那不仅是风景啊，音乐其实也是大家非常关注的一部分。那至东的文化原型呢，就包含了有古典交响乐，其中还有承载了一些国家漫长抗争史的严肃音乐，以及还有一些广泛分布于斯拉夫各国的这个民乐。那在过去啊，Hoyo Mix 的小伙伴已经努力的给旅行者们重现过有巴洛克，还有古典主义的曲风。而在至东呢，旅行者或许还能够听到宏大深沉的现代主义，还有一些奇幻如魔法般的浪漫主义作品。
至东的玩法嘛，这个话题肯定基哥有更多可以讲的。我注意到了一件事，我们这些年对外的宣传都宣称自己是开放世界冒险游戏，但实际上用开放世界这4个字拿来定义原神有点狭隘了。比如什么叫开放世界？地图做得大，角色跑得快，内容堆得多，算开放吗？我觉得这些都太过片面了。原神的本质乐趣应该是不同维度的原子化玩法相互叠加、相互作用的结果。在地图里率性的探索，和怪物战斗，了解 NPC 的故事，各种简单直观但是代入感很强的体验，都可以根据旅行者的需要自由实现。我们觉得这才是原神玩法最有趣的地方。
要我用一个词来定义原神的玩法概念的话，我觉得应该是交互吧。我们用尽可能精简的交互行为啊，足够明确的交互协议，去呈现了很多丰富有趣的交互反馈。有个冷知识啊，就是原神的元素反应以及各种移动模组的这个设计，是早在我们的策略对抗和数值规划之前就已经确立好的。所以他们的初衷其实都是为了玩法交互去提供一些原子化的、符合直觉的、容易理解的这个协议框架。就比如说，我手上有个火元素，我拿去碰一下水元素，是不是会冒烟？拿去碰一下草元素，是不是会烧起来？前面有座山，这个山看上去呢不算高，那是不是可以爬上去？那爬上去之后呢，山上有个鸟窝，鸟窝里能掏出几个禽蛋，那这些蛋是不是可以拿来做菜？旅行者其实是在诸如此类的这种尝试和验证当中不断的去积累一种简单的快乐，然后呢，潜移默化的去理解这个游戏后续的玩法当中需要用到的知识。我们在前期其实花了有1年多的时间努力的让这种根源性质的乐趣尽可能广泛的 分布到这个
They
游
were
戏的
definitely
各
there,
个内容模
but
块上，
I must
让
say
它去贯穿
the
有生态、
Notcry
人
is
文、
getting
战斗
loose on
和探
that.
索这几个领域。
Like what they're selling
原
right
神的
now.
世界在
So
玩
I
法
hope
层
they
面的
bring
这
that
种
more
立体
in
感和
Snezhnaya.
鲜活感，其实是建立在这些比较细腻，乃至于很琐碎的这种小乐趣上面的。
原子化玩法其实是一种不可再生资源，就是所谓的做一块少一块。那到了
Makes
第6
sense.
年，设计上可以突破的空间也就越来越小，对于我们概念设计能力的要求也就越来越高了。举个例子，比如说冰元素，我们可以赋予它封存的概念。那如果它封存了能量，它就可以看作是某种电池；那
That's
它
an
封存了记
interesting
忆，
way to say.
那就可以看作某种信息存储和在线的介质。当然，策划的脑洞肯定比我说的还要夸张。那比如说万一冰元素封存了某种古代禁忌的力量或者概念，然后把它藏了起来，
What do you
那旅
mean
行
by
者可以
that,
借用某些
huh?
手段呢，激活这些力量或者概念来获得一些收益。这个好像说的有点多了。用策划的专业术语来说，就是预期大家能够通过相似的交互协议，让统一的交互行为呈现更丰富的结果。
在过去的旅途当中啊，大家遇到的大部分的敌人其实都是那种各自为战的，他们之间呢也没有太多配合。那至东的愚人众既然在设定上啊，它是一个高度组织化、军事化的一个势力，那么它应该在战斗当中呢，也应该是有分工配合、互相掩护的。所以在至东版本，我们也尝试让敌人的行为更加的有组织纪律了。一方面呢去增加一些生动性，另外一方面呢也能提供一些有趣的对抗策略。
利用元素反应或者利用单个元素的特性，是原神一直以来非常重要的玩法。在至东的战斗中，大家也可以进一步的利用冰这个元素，让它不只能够触发元素反应，还能够破坏、碎裂，甚至改变战场地形，影响敌人的行动路线。这意味着战斗不只发生在怪物和角色之间，而是发生在怪物、角色以及整个环境之间。
至东的很多玩法设计会围绕着超越规则这个主题来做。那这个主题一方面指的是原神本身比如说一些元素反应会在这个版本有全新的演绎他们甚至在至东地区的探索和剧情当中都起到了重要的作用。另一方面呢，也是指我们团队正在探索和超越现在这个原神的可能性。就比如说旅行者他作为降临者他可以在一个特殊的区域体验到一套和原神原本截然不同的新玩法。那大家可以尽情的想象只有降临者能够做到的事，可能会比当初大家见到在枫丹的那种水下体验还要更加意外吧。
Okay, that's gonna be crazy. I don't know.
我们上线已经是2020年的事情了。那时至今日啊，可能在很多玩家的眼里啊，原神已经是一个老游戏了。那玩游戏一定要赶时髦嘛，要玩最新的嘛，这是人之常情。所以我们在创作更多内容的同时，也会关注如今的玩家喜欢什么东西，就让大家感知到原神其实是在与时俱进的。那早些年呢，我们通过一些简单的天赋设计来反映了角色自身的身份、职业和性格特点。到了诺德卡莱这一年，我们让角色们和世界有了更多的这种生态人文性质的互动。而接下来呢，在至东这个版本，我们就会去尝试，让一个角色的身份特色在游戏里得到更多的体现。就比如说如果说有一个角色他的职业是，比方说歌手，那在原神里面，我们不仅能够观赏到一个歌手的演出，体验到这个歌手他华丽的技能表现，甚至是不是可以通过某种可以游玩的方式在游戏内听到他哼唱各种动听的歌曲呢？
我们看到很多玩家非常在意原神的画面和渲染效果的提升，得益于这些年大家设备的升级换代。未来我们会在新角色身上做重大的视觉升级，在保留原神原有的风格的前提下，让游戏内的角色呈现更加具有高级感。届时大家会有非常明显的视觉感官优化。我们做内部测试的时候，有同学就惊呼：“哇，这把我干哪了？这还是原神吗？” 但是话又说回来，作为一款卡通渲染风格的游戏，许多光影效果和纹理细节都是我们美术同学手动调节甚至手动绘制完成的。如果盲目向写实风格的游戏作品看齐，贸然的堆细节加精度，会导致游戏画面显得杂乱，失去视觉焦点，也不够温暖和梦幻，破坏沉浸感。而且贸然大幅升级，往往意味着放弃低端乃至中端配置的玩家，其实是不合理的。 毕竟我们不能为了一厢情愿的技术追求，不顾大多数玩家的游戏
That's
体
the
验。
base take, by the way,
原
from
神以
Genshin
往的
devs.
演出和玩法，它大体上都是分开的，那大家只能体验到演出啊有进步，就很难去玩到这个生动的玩法。所以这几年我们一直致力于让游玩和演出的部分融合到一块儿。就比如说5.3版本的这个古斯托特的 BOSS 战还有月之4版本的这个博士的剧情战，对吧？还有月之5版本的这个法尔加的地脉战等等等等。那在至东的这一年啊，我们会让更多的游戏内容尽可能的具备上述这几场战斗这种演出般的效果。不仅如此，我们还会统一一部分 NPC 和怪物的行为。举例来讲，比如说有些他巡逻的卫兵会加入一些突发的战斗，那有一些被击败的敌人呢，他也有可能解锁隐藏的剧情。在至东旅行者还会获得一种妙妙工具不同于过去这种比较单一的小道具功能这个工具会赋予旅行者去改造我们环境的能力甚至可以跟其他的旅行者去通过某些方式共享这种改造的效果，就让大家能够按照自己的想法去体验和优化原神的世界。
The future of Genshin Impact, man. I hope it doesn't end.
原神的未来啊，不对，这期我是不是看过？去年我是不是也在这个问题上想了一下，感觉有点诡异。说回正题啊，就是很多人会觉得，就是我玩原神玩到今年，我就是为了看到至东完结但是完结这个词其实很伤感，它意味着就是读者对于作者迄今为止的作品的认可，但是呢，它同时又封印了这个作品未来一切的可能性。我们都知道伟大的故事女巫，对吧？野猪公主的作者，西莫兰卡的缔造者，小杜琳的母亲，魔女 M 安德斯多特女士，她曾经在剧情里说过一句话，叫做每个故事最大的遗憾便是要有一个结局。那对于我，或者说对于我们团队以及很多旅行者而言，我觉得原神它已经不是一个故事了。原神它其实是生活的一部分，那至少我是没有办法想象说这部分生活从我的世界当中被剥离开，所以大家可以放心就我们既不会去强行的给这个故事画上一个莫名其妙的句号，也不会说为了一个很功利的理由强行给它一个给这个篇章去续命。我们觉得旅途是有它的意义的，那过去是，现在是，未来也是。那作为一个产品呢，其实进化同样也是永恒的课题。那为了进化，这几年其实我们一直在积极的去和来自世界各地的游戏设计一线的很多前辈们去交流。我们就发现所有的经典的游戏作品大家其实都有类似的困难。那遇到困难的时候呢，解决的方案也都是事必躬亲。比如说《最终幻想7重置版》，那它的故事内容非常的丰富。所以团队花了非常大的力气，让每一部作品入坑的玩家都可以很快速的理解剧情，能够上手。死亡搁浅2，它的地图比较错综复杂，那其实是小岛秀夫先生他自己一遍一遍的跑自己的游戏地图，然后呢，让团队逐个的去把这些地图调整至车辆可行，最终实现了一个玩家用载具的时候，在任何一个地形都可以畅通无阻的行驶的这样一种自然的体验。那有的前辈呢，他为了多平台性能的考量，放弃了使用内存负担非常大的这种商用的扫描素材，就带着自己的团队纯手工去调整很多写实风格的雪山和溪流。那诸如此类的一些例子就是当我们知道在产品进化的这个道路上，我们跟世界顶尖团队的这个路径其实比较类似的时候，突然变得比较有信心了。
而从至东开始，原神的进化要开始加速。这种加速会在未来某些节点兑现，并且如原神提瓦特篇上线时一样，我们为这个行业带来了一些重要的想法参考和思路改变。我们有能力在2020年给这个世界带来惊喜，那么在5年后、10年后、20年后，我们仍然有这个能力做到。我们始终相信，一个真正打动人的作品，从来不是靠一时的风潮。原神能走到今天，靠的是一群人日复一日的坚持与创新。和千万旅行者们一路走来的陪伴。IP 之所以能成为 IP， 靠的是高品质的内容设计与长时间的持续产出。在至东，我们将继续秉承这样的理念，把更多激动人心的想象，变成玩家可见、可玩、 可感的全新体验。
Damn, Snezhnaya 2026 0812. Wait, 0812? August 12th? August 12th? Holy. Damn, August 12th is the release of Snezhnaya. So it means there will be no 6.8. Yeah, there will be no 6.8 because if there was a 0.8 patch, or Luna 9, then 7.0 would have been then mid-September or October, which is already too late for the anniversary bit. So, makes sense, I must say. Does that mean they will release something in 6.7s, like summer map or anything? Maybe I feel like Natlan's summer map is the last map, and I feel like they will just revisit it with new content, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that was the whole video, the reaction. But I have a few things to say. Let's go back to the parts. There was a part where the devs talked about following trends and everything that players want these days. I'm gonna be honest, other than story direction and how the map design is and events, I would say everything else is like contradicting itself. Like, it is sure what the players, especially the gacha community, wants. For example, more rewards. Obviously, that's something I want too, by the way. So it's not like I complain about that, but like more simpler exploration, faster ways to get the primo gems, and all of that somehow, I don't know why, but it ruins for me how Genshin is built upon. Like, during Natlan, the puzzles and stuff weren't as straightforward as they were now. Like pre Not Cry, every region's puzzles and gimmicks and everything wasn't that strong. Even Night Soul mechanism that people were bitching and moaning about wasn't even that strong, because the only two enemies that asked for Night Soul mechanisms was, first of all, the Papilla, and the other one was the dog-shit automaton, where you have to climb 2 pillars. That's it. All the other enemies in the game has never asked for Night Soul, but here we are now in Not Cry, and Not Cry is like a double-edged sword for me a bit, like map-wise and story-wise and lore-wise, it's peak. Okay, I'll love it. Character-wise, in terms of character personality, character involvement and everything, it's peak too. They have no problem issues with that. The issue starts for me though with the power creep that is obviously there. It's so undeniable. If people try to deny that there is no power creep in Genshin, they're stupid, if I'm honest. So yeah, like the power creep was there, but like it wasn't that crazy. After Marika, it went like crazy up, and Not Cry is like, if I'm honest, it's stupid, on a level of stupidity with power creep that I'm like questioning what the fuck did the devs think, or at least the balancing team, and how players like the beta testers and closed beta testers didn't actually give a comment onto that, And it's crazy, and I'm kind of fearing that the power creep will go even crazier in the future. And obviously, people might say, it's the Genshin devs' fault. And sure it is, but at the same time, we have to look at the whole market right now of gacha games. We have way too many gacha games coming out that want to be the next Genshin. Like, we are already getting soon, in a few days, NTE. Then we have Silver Palace that is coming one day out. We have Ananta, which says to be not a gacha game, but still tries to get catered to the gacha community. Then we have the another game. There are like three or four more games that are coming, Azure Promelia and more. There are like so many new open world gacha games that want to take the place, that want to take the cake that Genshin has, And obviously with that, and obviously there's like Wuthering Waves and Agnes Enfield right now out. Obviously, the devs and the marketing team and the people who actually price the characters and everything will be more in a situation where they will think like, yo, shit, even if we are nice to the gacha community, these fuckers are not really loyal to us. Even if we make the best content, one day they will literally move to another game. So we have to make something that still gives us money, And sure, it's like a short-term decision, like a fear-mongering decision that the devs made with increasing the power creep like that. But at the same time, it makes sense. Like even Wuthering Waves, the as a gacha game, as when it came out, after like during 2.x, it started also doing that shit with the power creepness. Obviously, it's not as bad as people say, but it's still there. It's still noticeable. And Genshin's obviously became noticeable with and not cry even harder than before, because before Noika was the only character that had that DPS ceiling, but now like with whole characters, like the support characters are also the issues. People might say, support characters, they should be strong to support new DPSs and all the DPSs, sure, but at the same time they are also the main reason why power creep goes crazy, because the issue lies in that all these new supports that Genshin brings out, they can be more used generally, like Linnea for Geo, but at the same time, her team is literally made to be so best in slot, that she just maximizes the DPS, and that's the big issue. Like, sure, she isn't really an Escoffier, but like she's still like crazy for one specific team. While Escoffier is crazy for Skirk, but Skirk is the one that makes it crazy, While Escoffier is more like a generalist cryo support. Yeah. But obviously that's not everything I want to say. The other thing that they talked about is like the upgrading of the visual quality. That's something that ticks with me, because you play a gacha game, whole gacha tribalism, whole the Kuro bot, Hoyo shield things, that they exist. Even I can't escape them, and I realized, especially with the whole part of the YAP, of the whole graphic fidelity and everything that people are always asking for, are like, I don't know, they're kind of weird if I'm honest. But at the same time, I kind of get them too. But what they said here makes totally sense on why they won't really rework the old characters, I've thought about it. Why couldn't Hoyo just say, from D-Look, Venti, and everything, yeah, we're just gonna rework them. It's pretty simple. It should be pretty simple, right? But then you realize this game back then, from 1.0 to 5.0, the game didn't really use in-game rendered cutscenes, Even until 6.0, I must say, okay? Until 6.0, it didn't really use in-game rendered cutscenes. And you may ask, oh, what does Demon King mean by here with in-game rendered cutscenes? You see, there are two types of cutscenes that can be used in video games. One is the in-game rendered cutscenes. That was, for example, like pre-rendered cutscenes. Let's say pre-rendered cutscenes first. Pre-rendered cutscenes are pretty simple. They're just pre-animated videos that are also saved up as a video file in the game, And they will just play the moment you come to that part. But in-game rendered cutscenes are different. They are manually animated in the. They are manually animated in the game, And if you play them, if you come to this cut in the in-game render cutscenes, you will realize that it's fully it's a whole different thing, because it how should I put it? You realize that the characters move a bit different, slightly different, not too much, but slightly different. You see the rendering and the shading of the game falling through and bleeding into the cutscene, that's in-game rendering. And you can see it as the biggest example of in-game rendered cutscenes is unironically Expedition 33, because you can make like unhinged character customization, like with skins, like with the unhinged skins there on that game. And you see that in cutscenes those skins will still displayed. You see still the hair is still like how the styled hair is, you still see them displayed in the cutscene. That's in-game rendered cutscene in short. But pre-rendered cutscenes are like truly just videos made previously before the like a full MP4 data that just got imported into the game, And yeah, so the issue with upgrading, now back to the whole important thing actually, the issue with actually upgrading the character design, like from older character, the issue lies in that it will be jarring for newer players, Even, you may say, yeah, Genshin is like 6 years old, nobody fucking joins this game. There's still so many new players who just join to Genshin, so obviously they will see a noticeable jarring difference. So basically, for example, let's say Diluc got a whole new rework on his skin and everything, okay? And you see in the 1.0 story during dialogues and everything his new skin, which is fine, it works there. But the moment the cutscene plays, you see his old version of him and old version of the character, and you see how, I must say it in this way, dog shit he looks compared to his newer model, And then it will be like, how should I put it? It will look ass to new players, and because why the fuck is he ugly in the cutscene but beautiful during dialogues? That makes no sense, And and that is the biggest issue I think that the devs have if they rework all the character designs and give them more visual quality, and more fidelity. And I think I have a solution on that, which is like, I think it is a solution which they should do, and that is like, if they add future story content, which I doubt if I'm honest, if they do future story content with older characters, they should just give the older characters skins. Give them a permanent new skin, like the skins that the devs gave back then when Genshin got hit with the censoring of some characters, of female characters, and they gave those alternate skins like Jean, Amber, and Rosaria. If they do that for future story content, and that way they would literally make every character more beautiful, then obviously it will work. So I think that would be a solution that could work and that will work, if I'm honest, if I do that. But it's more of a question, are the devs willing to do that? It is not just a thing for Genshin, by the way. I've seen that in many other 3D gacha games too. Like, where you clearly see an evolution between the 1.0 characters and the newest character. Even in Wuthering Waves, you see a clear difference between how the 1.0 characters were designed, how their polygons look different than how the newer characters look. Sure, and also to the other part, the devs talked about like, so they want to still support, like, they don't want to leave behind lower end and mid-range devices and prioritize optimization before visual enhancements, which is a good thing, by the way. I don't know why people think like this is bad. I've seen some comments already on Twitter which were like comparing shit, you know, classic, if I'm honest. But they were saying this is a statement to be lazy. I'm gonna be honest. Do you see how new games fucking run on PC? Do you even see how the financial situation is right now in the whole world? Do you even see how fucking ridiculous it is to get a new PC? And you want to say this is a bad thing? You want to say this is apparently the desk being lazy? Then I'm sorry. Then you're just being stupid, you know, and ignorant. And honestly, it is a good thing that they still prioritize low end and mid range device. And obviously, they upgraded their meaning of what low end means now. Obviously, the low end, what was pre 5.0, was different than now. So now it's more higher devices, and they literally said it here too, that they literally said it. Thanks to the steady upgrades in players' hardware over the years, which is the greatest thing. They know the devices got better. They know the player have better devices. Obviously, they're gonna do more now, and that is why they're doing it. If they didn't know that, and if they didn't have the data showing them, yo, people actually upgraded the devices, yo, the people are way above the minimum requirement of the other minimum requirement of devices, then sure, why not upgrade it, everything, you know? And obviously that's not everything here, but yeah, still it's like so important that they're saying this, because it is not a statement to the competition only, but also to the players from the competition. Especially, no shade on Wuthering Wave players, okay? But fuck them sometimes, okay? With how their mentality is going. I'm sorry if I have to say that. I love Wuthering Waves. I love to play that game too. But man, the players are insufferable. And it's an answer, it's the direct answer to those people, especially because they want the game they want the Genshin, the identity of the game of Genshin. They want to erase that. They want it to be more high realism, high fidelity game, which is just Wuthering Waves. And I'm like asking, why the fuck do you want Genshin to be that now? You as a player, they're obviously ex Genshin refugees, you know. And I'm just like, why the fuck are you moving from the game you apparently hated to a game that you apparently love now, to only say shit about the game you hated to make that game again the game you want to love again? And I'm like, huh? Are you like a miserable ex or something? But that's not the main thing, you know. Just before people come here and say anything more. But yeah, I think they're going in a great direction when it comes to these stuff, because everything they said was important. Oh, now the craziest thing that was surprise for me was the traveler skin. I love the designs, man. Lumines looks so pretty, especially they finally gave her like how should I put it? No what is it called again? You know what I mean, okay? It looks pretty. Her design looks pretty. Aether, holy shit, my goat looks great. And obviously, I hope those skins finally are actually skins that they will use permanently. The only thing that scares me is, okay, and that looks scary, is that the hair design is still the old way, you know? It's not the new way of how the hair looks, especially Lumines, because those hair are those things are way smaller in her new type design of skin. But here, in this skin, they're apparently back to how the old were. I really hope that they give the new skin, but actually upgrade also the hair. Please upgrade the hair. I'm begging for you, don't do that to me. And also here we see some character models. Maybe let me see if I can. We are. Holy. I hope they give this Aether design more. This looks great, man. It looks great. And it makes him look more masculine too. And these two, oh my god. Oh, yeah, please give them. I'm begging. the design B looks great. Sadly, you don't see how Lumine looks, but also this one, this reminds me really Fontanian style. This one looks, I don't know. This could be like, I don't know. This could be looking like Natlan, but it's too wintry. I really hope that they actually choose this design maybe over that. I love both. Give me both. Give me everything. Okay, Hoyo. I would even pay. Okay, I would fucking pay for these skins. So please give them to me. Yeah. Anything. Anyway, I think they're doing great thing. They show great things, especially how they want to go away from like only experiencing boss battles and then cutscenes only. I think it's a great move that they're changing to like giving exclusive combat animation during boss fights and everything, because those make the whole fight experience way better. But yeah, I think it's a great thing. A great thing that they said, and especially how they want to change the game for the future. I hope y'all enjoyed my reaction to this video, especially this dev talk, and also my analysis on what could be and could not be crazy, for the future. And obviously the discussion that I gave, I hope y'all enjoyed everything of that. And I hope y'all subscribe to my channel, and I will hope that you'll see my next upload. My next upload should be Stygian Onslaught. Well, that was it. See ya.